Have you ever seen a player come back from a mysterious illness and suddenly transform a team? Well, that's exactly what happened with Kristaps Porzingis at the Boston Celtics. After weeks away without even knowing what was wrong with him, the Latvian returned and changed everything. But could this sudden recovery be hiding something more concerning? And with Jaylen Brown injured, the Celtics are now relying on him even more. Should Boston be worried? Or is this return a sign that the title is getting closer? Stick with me until the end, because there's a shocking twist and a serious controversy in this story. Kristaps Porzingis was completely absent for weeks. It wasn't an injury, it wasn't a common physical issue, it was a mysterious illness. The player himself admitted, "I've never been this sick in my life." But the strangest part, he didn't know what he had. Now answer me this. How does a high-level athlete, monitored 24/7 by NBA doctors, go so long without a clear diagnosis? This raises suspicions. Did the Celtics avoid revealing details? Did Porzingis himself not want to talk? Or was the problem more serious than they let on? The truth is, while he was out, Boston struggled. The team lost defensive strength, had spacing issues on offense, and to make matters worse, Jaylen Brown is now injured. But then came Porzingis' return, and the narrative shifted. Now check this out. Porzingis admitted he almost didn't play against the Brooklyn Nets. He said it himself. "I wasn't feeling great today, but I decided to play." Doesn't that sound strange to you? We've seen this movie before. A player comes back too soon, pushes his body, and weeks later, he's out again. It happened to Anthony Davis with the Lakers. It happened to Kevin Durant with the Warriors. Are the Celtics making the same risky bet? And it doesn't stop there. In the third quarter, Porzingis said he had a crash, a physical blackout, but pushed through until the end of the game. The result? 24 points and a massive impact in the win over the Nets. But here's the real question. Was it his decision, or did the Celtics gamble too much? Porzingis returned and immediately took on a leading role. With Brown out, Tatum can't carry the load alone. And here's a problem no one wants to admit. Porzingis has an injury history. Since entering the NBA, he has played fewer than 70 games in 5 of the 8 seasons he's competed in. The Celtics, who once relied on Robert Williams and saw that plan collapse due to injuries, are now putting their hopes on a player who, historically, struggles to stay healthy for long. The problem is, when he's healthy, the difference is huge. The Celtics gain size, spacing, and an elite rim protector. But will this last until the playoffs? Or are we looking at a house of cards ready to collapse? Porzingis is back and shining, but the truth is, if he goes down again, the Celtics might fall with him. Is Boston prepared for that possibility? Or was this win against the Nets just a brief spark before another problem arises? Now I want to hear from you. Are the Celtics right to go all in on Porzingis, or should they be more cautious? Drop your opinion in the comments because this debate is heating up. What if I told you that one of the Boston Celtics 2024 champions is now wearing the jersey of their biggest rival? Yes, the Philadelphia 76ers have just signed a former Celtic, and Jason Tatum's reaction took everyone by surprise. But could this move impact the rivalry between the two franchises? And more importantly, does Brissett have a future in the NBA? Or is this just a temporary stop? Stick around until the end, because we'll reveal exclusive details about this signing and Tatum's honest opinion on the matter. The truth is, Brissett has always been a secondary role player, but one who makes an impact at the right moments. During the Celtics championship run, he had key performances, especially in the series against the Pacers. Now, he's looking for a fresh start in Philadelphia. But is this an upgrade in his career, or just a final gasp in the NBA? In the 2024 playoffs, Brissett had his best performance against his former team, the Pacers, proving that he can be a surprise factor. But let's be honest, the Sixers need Brissett more than Brissett needs the Sixers. With an unstable roster and a rotation full of uncertainties, he could become a crucial player, or simply another forgotten name in the league. Was Jason Tatum bothered by Brissett going to Philly? When asked about his former teammate joining one of the Celtics' biggest rivals, Tatum didn't hesitate. "That's my brother. Happy for him. He deserves to be in the league. Hope he finds a home, even if it's in Philadelphia." Did you catch that? Even if it's in Philadelphia. Was that just an innocent remark, or a subtle message that the Sixers aren't exactly a desirable team? We know that the rivalry between Boston and Philadelphia is one of the oldest and fiercest in the NBA, and any movement between these franchises raises eyebrows. Tatum gave a diplomatic answer, but deep down, did he really like seeing a Celtics champion wearing the colors of a rival? Can Brissett be an important piece for the Sixers? Brissett's debut was promising. 14 points, 5-8 shooting, and 3 5 from 3. For a player who had been in the G League for months, that was an impressive entrance. But can he turn this 10-day contract into something bigger? The reality of the NBA is harsh. Brissett has already been with the Raptors, Pacers, Celtics, and now the Sixers. None of these franchises saw him as a long-term piece. He can be the guy who steps in at key moments, brings energy, and helps on defense, but he has never been considered an essential piece for a championship project. If he wants to stay in the NBA, he needs to prove consistency. Can the Sixers give him that opportunity, or is he just buying time until the next cut? Now, I want to hear from you. Does Brissett have a place on the Sixers? Or is this stint just a formality? Does he deserve a longer contract? Or is he just another rotation player trying to survive in the NBA? Drop your comment below and tell me, is Jason Tatum really happy for him, or was that a cryptic message? The Boston Celtics have one of the most feared lineups in the NBA. But what if I told you that one of their biggest assets might actually be their weakest link in the race for back-to-back championships? Jrue Holiday, the silent hero of last season's title run, now faces a dilemma. Is he still essential to this team? Or have opponents found a way to turn him into a liability? The answer could define the Celtics' fate in the playoffs. And in today's video, we're going to break down exactly how this could happen. Holiday's arrival in Boston was a masterstroke. Elite defense, reliable shooting, and veteran leadership. But things have started to change. The Celtics gave him a massive contract extension, but was it worth the investment? Early in the season, Holiday looked like the perfect complementary piece. Now, opponents have started testing his impact, and the results haven't been encouraging. Teams like the Grizzlies and Thunder have spotted a pattern. Holiday is shooting just 33.3% from 3 and is often left unguarded. That means in games against elite defenses, he might be hurting the team more than helping. The question is, can the Celtics afford to have a starter that defenses don't respect offensively? Head coach Joe Mazzulla knows Holiday can't just be a spectator on the court. But how do they fix this? Against the Heat, we saw the other side of the coin. 25 points, 10-15 shooting, and 12 assists against the Nets. In other words, when he gets the ball and takes on more responsibility, he delivers. But that raises another uncomfortable question. Why doesn't he do this more often? In the playoffs, rotations tighten. Can the Celtics afford to leave Holiday in the corner, hoping his shots fall? Or do they need to completely change how they use him? If Holiday doesn't reclaim a more central role, could Peyton Pritchard end up taking key minutes in crunch time? The best teams in the NBA specialize in exploiting weaknesses, and Holiday might be turning into a target. In the game against the Thunder, Oklahoma City completely ignored him on the perimeter. The result? The Celtics struggled to drive inside and force the defense to collapse. That's no coincidence. And what if teams like the Bucks, Cavaliers, or Nuggets follow the same strategy? Will the Celtics still be dominant in the playoffs? The last thing Boston needs is an offensive liability when facing defenses like Evan Mobley, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Chet Holmgren. And this could be the factor that changes everything in their title chase. The good news? The Celtics still have time to fix this. Against the Nets, we saw a more engaged Holiday, creating plays, organizing the offense, and being a key part of the win. Mazzulla knows this and has already admitted that the team needs to do more to get Holiday involved. The question is, will this adjustment come before it's too late? If the Celtics want to repeat as champions, Holiday needs to be a decisive factor. Otherwise, Boston could be on the verge of reliving the 2022 playoffs, when defenses found ways to neutralize one of their key players. At the end of the day, Holiday is still one of the most complete players in the NBA. But the issue isn't his talent, it's whether the Celtics are using it the right way. Now I want to hear from you. Can the Celtics win the playoffs with Holiday playing this secondary role? Or does Mazzulla need to adjust his strategy immediately? Comment below and let me know what you think. Is Holiday the key to back-to-backs, titles, or does Boston need another solution? And don't forget, if you want more exclusive Celtics analysis, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.